Today we go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 is currently filming over in the UK, specifically over at Pinewood and Black Park. Now, these past couple of weeks, we have been learning a whole lot more about the final installment of this trilogy, involving, of course, many new characters and returning characters as well, such as Lando, Leia, Luke Skywalker, you name it. However, today we will be focusing on both Rey and Kylo Ren, as we do have a little update when it comes to Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver. Now, apparently for Star Wars Episode 9, both Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver are set to shoot a scene over at Pinewood in the first week of October. It's said to be a 2-day shoot that will be very intimate and emotional and similar to the Stone Hut sequence in The Last Jedi that we all witnessed. Now, there's a lot of talk right now that Reylo is coming to Star Wars Episode 9, and this actual scene that is to be shot in the first week of October really does indeed fit the profile, how it's going to be intimate and emotional and very much similar to that of that hut sequence that we got in The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson. Now, Reylo seems as so to be a thing in Star Wars Episode 9. Exactly how far into it will they really go? We're not quite sure. It could go either way, where they end up being the couple of the Star Wars franchise, or they only end up being the couple temporarily, and then they split ways for some kind of circumstance in the actual story. Now, there's a lot of ways that they could do this, and I'm not quite sure what you guys think about the concept of Reylo coming into Star Wars Episode 9. All of these little hints really do point to that direction between these two characters, and Rian Johnson himself even said so a long time ago in The Last Jedi that, yes, there is a romance angle in Episode 8, however, it's unlike anything that you have seen before. It's completely unexpected, he said. And what we actually saw was that we did see that romance angle only for a little bit of time in Episode 8, and then Rey kind of like changed her mind. She, didn't want to join him. She tried to take the Skywalker lightsaber away from him, and then things kind of just, changed from that point forward. And then she leaves him on board of the Millennium Falcon on the planet Crate, and then they go into space. So looking at Episode 9 here, there's a lot of possibilities as to where this could really go with the concept of Reylo. Now, you guys may be asking me, am I a fan of Reylo? Now, I will say that I have no problem with the romance angle being in Episode 9. However, I find it just a little hard to believe that Rey would go for a person who murdered their own father, who wanted, most of his family dead, such as his Uncle Luke, and maybe and quite possibly even his mother. Now, we do know that he seems to have more love for his mother, it seems. There was a lot of regret when he saw those missiles fly by into the Radish ship, so we can see that Kylo Ren does have feelings for his mother, and that he pretty much wants her to live, right? He did not actually press that button, so it tells us that he at least has some form of remorse of the path that he is going down, at least during the events of The Last Jedi. So in Episode 9, I'm not quite sure if it would be the best decision to pair these two together. That's just my take. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with that, but I could definitely see either Poe and Rey, or maybe Rey and Finn. To me, it seems like in The Force Awakens, they were trying to set up the concept of Rey and Finn as the couple of Star Wars, the sequel trilogy itself. And then they kind of did away with that concept at the very end of The Force Awakens, where she kind of friend-zoned the guy, right? She gave him a kiss on the forehead, said, "Thank you, my friend." And going into Episode 8, we had more things that told us that they are just friends. Even John Boyega himself said, those characters, they are just friends. So that essentially does leave us with Kylo and Rey. Now, exactly how will the fans react to the whole Reylo concept in Episode 9 is another story open on the table for discussion here, right? That's another thing here. The whole entire concept of Reylo, I feel like that if they go too far into it and make it too much like a Twilight story in Star Wars, it could very well, kind of upset a lot of Star Wars fans out there, because a lot of people don't like that concept being embedded in a Star Wars movie. But if you do, I can understand why you guys feel like that. But to me, I feel like that Rey, the whole romance angle, it has to be natural, it has to make sense, and I'm just not quite sure how I feel about those two pairing up. I really do believe that that is what's, going to be the actual thing that happens in Episode 9, with all the hints that we have received. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon,